Hello everyone. Well, I am going to put this one right here. I am going to show you my favorite vest, carpenter vest. Here's my dog walking around there. Yeah, because actually I've gone through 20 years of high-end finished carpentry, and I find that I want to be like a Swiss Army knife myself instead of like having to go to my tools, come back and bring them. Besides this, I also have my tool set, which I'm gonna show in a different video, but here we go. These are, this is probably my favorite. It's called Tiger Trend. It's just a vest. And the second one is black leather. I'm 5'10" and I do use large on both of them. So we'll start by the Tiger Trend this time. And this is exactly how I was working today. So it has a very nice zipper and it has a belt buckle that distributes the weight, because this thing may, I don't know, you can start putting a lot of weight on it, especially if you start putting hardware and stuff in it. But I'm gonna go through, with the exception of the phone, which is what I'm recording, what I have in it and kind of why. I'm not gonna go into very detailed details, but I'm gonna lay them out right here, and then I'm gonna put this thing in the laundry and mend some of the holes that are starting to show, and I'll show you which areas are these ones getting holes. Okay, so first of all, I have a very nerdy pocket thing, pocket protector for pens and stuff, and in here I have 6-inch scales, the 4Rs, I think. Yeah, 4R means that is 30 seconds, 64, 16s, and 8s. And they're like the pull ones, you can hook them. Yes, these ones are the hookers. I only get those and I then remove the hooker part, because I can put a screw through it and then put my laser magnet on it and bring it up and down, use it kind of like a, you know what I mean. So yeah, I have some stuff here. In there also I have a right angle pick and a little tool that I use to clean up glue from the joints. I use that in addition to a wet rag that I keep in a little plastic jar. I'll say I wasn't gonna go in details, but I guess I am. A pocket notepad where I write things down, and let's see, in a polymer pentel eraser and a bunch of sawdust in this one. This side I have a Graph Gear 500, and nowadays I'm using 0.7. I used to use 0.5. This is also from Pentel. Very nice pen. They don't break, they don't stop working with the sawdust and stuff. It's because they fall and they end up breaking that way, but they're very durable. I mean, I've had 3 in 23 years. So that tells you a lot. Okay, that's the top ones. Yeah, and then you can have these ones kind of like floppy, or you can, that's kind of weird, right? Or you could, there's like a little thing to like make them affixed to your chest, so then don't floppy. I prefer them floppy because if you lean down to get something, then all of this stuff is gonna fall. So that's why it's good that this does float around like that. It's very important, so stuff doesn't just fall because you're leaning over. If you happen to like just have them clipped in, stuff's gonna fall. So they have 2, right? You see them there? Okay, small pocket right here, probably one of the most used ones, already ripped right there. And this was me getting caught on something and standing up, and that's how I ripped. That's only recent. Let's see. In this one I have all kinds of common used bits and not so common. I have pH number 2, a short number 3, another number 2, 330 seconds fast drill bit, countersink on, what is this? I think it's kind of like an eighth, something like that. 330 seconds of the same. They're at 3/4 of an inch deep, and that's important. This is a T15 Torx, T10 Torx. The Allen wrench that works to remove and move up and down these bits. These are Snappies, by the way. Snappy is the brand. There is another 1/8 of an inch, but this one is longer. So this one is important. That is like 1.25 inches or something like that. I actually use this for different purposes. This is a shorter score number 2 that I don't think I need to have. I should take it out. There's a random Allen wrench that I don't remember what it's for right now. That is probably a number 3. It's got to do with some sort of hardware. A longer T10, one of these short extensions to put the small bits. As a T15, a shorter but still long score number 2, another T10 long 2.5 inches, 1/8 of an inch, just fast drill bit. Called fast drill bit is the one that you put on your impact driver. So this is kind of like the impact driver side. Number 3, pH3, pH2, like just a bit, another pH2 just a bit, and a T25 just a bit. The T25 like this green tips like that. I have a couple of long ones, but actually those stayed at the job site. They're in my, or on, I don't know which one to use, impact driver. So you'll be one of those too. Okay, and this side is more interesting. I have a 1/2 inch square peg, 1/2 inch all around, made out of oak. Very important for what I do. It's basically a spacer. I have several of these in case I need to use more for like scribing and stuff. 1 inch by 3/8, same thing, made out of oak. There's some random stuff from last thing I was doing. This is like 530 seconds. And then I have the smaller 1/4, 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, 1/32 of an inch, and then there's another 1/4, another 32nd. And with this company, I don't really use that. There's another pH2. I don't really use that much, a flat head. They don't really work on 30 seconds that much. But I have it because it's useful for me to have it sometimes, you know. I used to go through a lot of those. These are just like random screws. This I put here when I don't know what to do with them. This is just screws. I'm gonna put all this like hardware and screws here. These are usually gonna be the Craig screws in this pocket, and 1 1/4 screws, either bugle head or trim heads, and then a bunch of just crap. It's important to get all this crap and vacuum it before you put it in the laundry. You know, the laundry also likes screws. There's another short, but this is a T10 and a biscuit. This is a magnetic stud finder, very old. It's coming apart, but it's lasted. And with this one on the sheetrock, you will be able to attach to a screw and then just like attach your trim based on where the stud is, and you're using the screws on the sheetrock to do that. Also, I put it on my glove. I put it facing up on my glove. Then I put a bunch of screws here, and when I'm doing stuff, I'm grabbing the screws while I'm holding something. I'm grabbing the screw, and it's all attached here, right? So I put this inside of the glove like that. This is a razor saw brand, little retractable saw. Actually, I use it quite often with little cuts. I don't have to go get my Japanese saws. I just have this Japanese saw in my pocket, and I use it more often than not because there are a lot of little end cuts or whatever. Like when you're cutting something and you don't want to cut all the way, and then you just gotta like do that little bit. This one is very important. Um, a Tajima retractable blade, right? This is just kind of like a giant X-Acto knife or something. These are these ones, right? You can probably see this. So these are 3 spaces here. My magnet is attached to this Japanese nail set, like an eighth of an inch, and then it has this nice head that you can use it to tappy other things. I guess this is the Japanese side, Japanese dry line, which is the string that retracts, and it has pokey pokies on this side and pokey pokies on this side, so you can wind it up, and put something, see if it's straight. Because that's important. I don't know what's going on with that light. So that is there. A small pry bar, a small Nipex, and this is a German little tool, a little hand tool. This is the best, man. Like, it's such a powerful thing to have this in my possession. I can't tell you how. I mean, like, I used it like so many times, pulling nails and whatnot. This is empty, I believe. Yes. Okay. So on this side, I have a set of cheap Stanleys. These are my combat chisels, right? But they still are capable of shaving a little bit. I sharpen them by hand, and if I do nick them, I will put them on a wheel. This is a electrician pocket. It's like a pocket pouch. They're very sturdy, and I can put my chisels there, and they're not gonna poke through the bottom. So I used to only wear this. Actually, that was it, with all of the little pockets here hanging on my back pocket. But now I guess have more tools. So that is just to hold my chisels on the left side. So there are the chisels. That's all I have there. And here, usually I just throw some like random things, like a couple of screws here and there. And the very little pocket here, because this one is different than this one, right? This one has those 3 holes. I mean, 3 like long pockets, and then it has like a deep pocket here. And I've really never used this. I guess it could be used like as a hammer loop or something. The hammer loops are here, by the way. This part right here, that's where the hammer goes. Okay. This is just more hardware. It's a 2-inch bugle head. So this one has a small pocket where I put my 2-inch bugle heads. And this one has like 2 pockets, like 1, 2, and the 3, right? I have a East Wing, very old East Wing with a rounded bottom. So if someone is messing with me and they're like bending over, I go like that. No, it's just so that it is easy to put down there. I don't have to be fighting it that much when I'm like, So if you round the bottom, makes it nicer. What is it? A 16 ounce, probably. Yeah, someone gave it to me. 12-inch combo square. A very expensive, $120 started. 6-inch combo square. A handful of 3 and an 8 or 3-inch trim head GRKs. That's on the back pocket right here. Then this other back pocket, my gloves. Oh, I can demonstrate. Let's see. So I work with gloves, and I work with a mask also, and I am Mr. Safety gear. So my gloves there. Look, so this goes here like that, and I can put screws there. So I'm doing something and the screws are there, and then I just go like this and somehow in a ladder or whatever. So that's another function of that very powerful magnet. Okay, that's there. Let's put it right under the. And what does I have here? It has a breathable back, as you see. 16 feet tape, and then a small 9-foot tape. They're both very useful. And a handful of 3-inch screws. Another, there you go. That's another Allen wrench for this. They also work for the big bits, you know, the centering bits. These also have a little way of closing them that I've never closed. I don't think there's anything but a bunch of dust. Nothing else feels like a solid anything. And it unbuckles like that. Now, where are the holes? You see that? See that hole? That hole is there probably because of accidentally stabbing myself with a chisel. And in here, there are a couple of holes that have to do with the same thing, probably when I had them on the other side, or you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna mend it because it's nice. And these are $80. I mean, maybe I should buy another one, but so there you go. And they have two. This is the loop where the where that was, and there is a loop on your right. I have my hammer on the right because sometimes I hang other things on. I mean, I have my hammer on the left because sometimes I do other things in my right. I have a different tool on my right. Sometimes I put clamps on my right. On those loops here, I will put like 12-inch clamps when I'm grabbing casing, you know, across a door frame, like when I'm trimming a jamb, the door jamb. So okay, that's the one. And there you go. What's in a finished carpenter's thing? That's not a lot. I don't know why it's so heavy, but it's fucking heavy. All this stuff. I will probably do like a little like close up to this. And this is a Tiger Trent. It does not have that belt thing. It has, you know, it has an extra for the fat people, an extra loop there. You can close it, right? So it has room for your tummy, and then you can make it tight like that, so you can let people. Oh, that probably was loud. You can let people appreciate your love handles right there. So that's how you show the love handles to people, you know, be like, I got them. Yes, muffin top, whatever you want to call it. It also has the boobies, you know, and you can clip them on. It has a little bit of a stop for that. It has a different way of handling this, and I think that this pouch right here was made for when there were flip phones, and they never made it better. So it has less pockets, and this one has a couple more on the side, and oh, look, another one of those 1/4-inch, and then it has one with a zipper. I don't know. Also has the two sides for hanging a hammer, and just two in the back. Okay, sorry, alarm went off, and so I'm just gonna say I think the back ladder is more expensive than the Tiger Trent. I may be wrong. This is a little bit more like fresh You know, I actually feel less suffocated with this, but I prefer the Tiger Trend. Tiger Trend also has that buckle, and sometimes you have to be carrying more stuff, and it really distributes the weight better. I don't understand how there are people still like carrying around things in one of those like old school leather ones. You know, I mean, yeah, when they're a framer, but like actually as a finished carpenter inside of a house, like hitting everything with this thing that you have. This is the best thing. Having a vest as a finished carpenter is just the way it should be. Sorry, got out of camera. So I will take a couple of pictures of this and then just put them up there for you to look at. Have a good one. Bye.